guys, it's Mina, and today in this video I'm going to do my top 10 Bugs Bunny cartoons. Now these are my personal favorite cartoons by Bugs Bunny, and for those who don't know me, I love Bugs Bunny. I was raised on Bugs Bunny cartoons, and he's just one of my favorite Looney Tunes characters. There's next to Tweety Bird because he's so funny. And by the way, speaking of Looney Tunes, if you guys want to see my top 10 Looney Tunes characters, the link will be in the description box down below. I'm going to get started, and these are my personal favorite cartoons from Bugs Bunny. Number 1 on my list would have to be the Wacky Wabbit. I sound like Elmer Fudd right now. Anyway, so the Wacky Wabbit's one of my favorite ones because I think, I don't know, I think this is probably the first cartoon I ever saw with Bugs Bunny. When I was little, my grandpa used to have these VHS tapes of Bugs Bunny cartoons, and I used to watch them whenever I went over to his house, and then he gave them to us, and we still have them. I have them. Ours are actually downstairs. I don't know if they're in the basement or if they're on the shelf, on the built-in shelf we have in our house. I'm not too sure where it is, but it's just one of my favorite cartoons. And I actually was watching, and the colors, and what's weird is the color is different in the VHS, maybe because the video cassette is very old, and the video, it's different. The color in the VHS is different from the color in the original cartoon. I don't know, Bugs Bunny's kind of brown, and it's more like a kind of a bright brownish toned color in my video cassette, but I was watching the cartoon with the original colors it was supposed to be, and he's like gray in that cartoon. Anyway, so enough of that. Number 2 on my list would have to be Fresh Hair. The reason I like Fresh Hair because you got Elmer Fudd playing a Mountie, who's like a Canadian police officer, and he's trying to arrest Bugs Bunny, who is in trouble with the law, and he like tries to get at him, but he always fails. You know, so that's one thing I like about Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd is whenever Elmer Fudd tries to catch him, Bugs manages to outsmart him, and he always Elmer always fails. Number 3 on my list would have to be the Rabbit of Seville. The reason I like the Rabbit of Seville, this is probably like one of my all-time favorite Bugs Bunny cartoons. The reason I like the Rabbit of Seville is because you got Elmer and Bugs again, and they end up in their own version of the Barber of Seville, and Bugs like tries to like do like wacky things, like put like fruit and whipped cream in his hair, and then tries to shave him, and then he gives him like a manicure, and then shines up his head, and then a facial. So which is pretty funny. Number 4 on my list would have to be Bunker Hill Bunny. The reason I like Bunker Hill Bunny because this time you got Bugs Bunny with Yosemite Sam, and Yosemite Sam is like the enemy of Bugs Bunny, and he's trying to attack him. This is like the Battle of Bunker Hill. For those who didn't know, but except it's a Bugs Bunny version of the Battle of Bunker Hill. And he tries to get out to defeat Bugs Bunny, but Bugs manages to always outsmart him with like either bombs and dynamite and gunpowder and lighting a match, or he hits a bomb like a baseball, which is pretty funny. Number 5 on my list would have to be High Diving Hare. The reason I like High Diving Hare is because you got Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam again, and he's taking place of like some guy named Fearless Freep who's supposed to be performing but got delayed, and let me think. And he's forcing him to like high dive, and then Bugs manages to outwit him by making him making him keep jumping off the board, and he's like so gullible he just falls for it, which is pretty funny. Number 6 on my list would have to be What's Opera, Doc? I don't know why, I don't like to do opera, but I love watching people do opera. I suck at opera. Probably for those who don't know. Even though I like to sing a lot. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I love to sing, but one thing I can't do is opera. I hate opera. I mean, I love listening to opera, but I hate singing opera because it's just, the notes are too hard to reach. The reason I like What's Opera, Duck, because you got Elmer Fudd dressed as like a hunter in like a weird looking hat with horns. What are those? I don't even know what those hats are called. They're like helmets, and then they've got like horns on the side or something. If you guys know what I'm talking about, please let me know what kind of helmets they're called. And he's like wearing armor and stuff, and then he tries to attack, kill Bugs and hunt him down, and then Bugs like manages to outsmart him by either dressing up as a girl or doing something, I can't remember. Number 7, and then they're like singing opera, with their own version of opera, which is pretty funny. Number 7 on my list would have to be Nighty Night Bugs. The reason I love Nighty Night Bugs is because it stars Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam again, with a not very bright dragon as a sidekick, and Bugs is like asked to retrieve like a singing sword from a black knight, and he'll and he always outsmarts Yosemite Sam and his dragon, which is pretty funny. He's funny. Like he'll ask him to open up the door, and then he'll have him he'll close it on him, and then Bugs will open it up again. Actually, and what I mean is Bugs will open the door, and it falls into Yosemite Sam, and then he'll pull it up again, and then he'll ask him to pull it up, and then he pulls it up, which is pretty funny. I love Bugs. I love that episode. Number 8 on my list would have to be Little Red Riding Rabbit. Little Red Riding Rabbit, I think that's what it's called. It's like Bugs Bunny in a Little Red Riding Hood cartoon, which is funny because you got an obnoxious loudmouth who kind of sounds like she yells a lot. It sounds like she has a learning disability, and she's like wearing glasses and stuff, and she's like yelling kind of loud, it sounds like, which is pretty funny. And she like comes back like every couple seconds. Because it says, Grandma, what big whatever you have, what big eyes you have, what big hair you have, what big teeth you have. Kind of like a parody of the fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood, but except you got Bugs Bunny and a loud, obnoxious one. It's just Little Red Riding Hood who keeps coming back and saying, Grandma, what big whatever you have, which is kind of funny. And Bugs like outsmarting a wolf who's dressed up as a grandma, which is funny. Which is just as funny. Number 9 on my list would have to be Sahara Hare from Bugs Bunny. And this one is Sahara Hare. The reason I like Sahara Hare is because you got Bugs Bunny going into the Sahara Desert when he meant to go to the beach. And he's chased by Yosemite Sam, who tries to catch him because he messed with Yosemite Sam. Number 10 on my list would have to be Long-Haired Hare. The reason I like Long-Haired Hare is because you got Bugs Bunny, who's trying to make music, and an opera singer who doesn't like that he's making so much noise when he's trying to practice. Like, Bugs will be playing a banjo, and then the singer will get mad. Bugs will be playing like another instrument. The singer will get mad, and he keeps like getting on his nerves, which is pretty funny. And he'll like the musician will like ruin all his instruments. It's pretty funny, but in the end, Bugs gets revenge on him by making him stop breathing, by making him overdo his voice and make him like turn red and have a hard time breathing, which is pretty funny. Okay, so those are my top 10 Bugs Bunny cartoons. I'm sorry I'm so giggly. It's just remembering all this from my childhood just makes me laugh a lot. So I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. And by the way, my top 10 Looney Tunes characters video will be linked down below if you're interested in that video, like I said before. And I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!